practice, and we're going to look at a topic which is banking. So I'll first of all start by defining what banking is. So banking is defined as the storing of money and variables in a bank for safekeeping. Banking is the storing of money and variables in a bank for safekeeping. So, in our definition, there is a word bank. I'm going to define also the word bank. So, a bank is a financial institution that collects surplus funds from the public and safekeep that money for the customers for safekeeping. So, since we're talking about a bank as a financial institution, I believe that some of you who won't understand what the term financial institution is all about. So financial institution, this is an organization that safekeeps some money and variables is what we call a financial institution. So here in Zambia, there is an institution that regulates these financial institutions, and that institution is what we call the Bank of Zambia. So the Bank of Zambia regulates the financial institutions which we have here in Zambia. So before we can go further into our discussion, we want to look at what are some of the reasons why people should keep these monies in a financial institution. We want to look at some of the reasons why people should keep this money in financial institutions. So one of the reasons is we do keep this money for safekeeping. Remember, I think a long time ago, our parents used to keep money under the pillows. Others would dig a hole and then put the monies there. But nowadays, we are in things are changing. We are advised to keep these monies into a bank. Then also, there are some other reasons which we need to keep these monies into our accounts. So we can be able to deposit money into our accounts so that we're able to earn an interest at the end of the day. So the more money you keep in your account, the more interest you're going to accumulate at the end of the day. Then also, it is quite easier for you to be able to count these monies which you have in your accounts. So it will only take you even just a second for you to know how much money you have in your account. So looking at some of these reasons why we keep money in our accounts. So we'll now look at now the type of financial institutions which we have. So we'll look at the types. So we have a number of financial institutions which we have here in Zambia. There are a number of them. So discuss each one of them one by one. So one of the financial institutions which we have in Zambia is what we call a commercial bank. A commercial bank is a financial institution. It is a financial institution that is licensed to issue coins and notes. So a commercial bank is one of the banks which is regulated, as we said earlier on, by the institution which is called the Bank of Zambia. So we have a number of examples for these commercial banks. So one of the examples we have is we have Indo-Zambia Bank, we have Zanaco, we have Stanbic, we have Stanchart, So these are examples of a commercial bank. So we have Indo-Zambia Bank, Zanaco, Stanbic, Standard Chartered Bank, and also we have ABA Bank. We also have ABSA, which was formerly known as Bankless Bank. So these are what we call commercial banks. So these commercial banks, as we said, they are there to issue coins and notes. So we got the second example of so the second one is what we call building society. So building society, this is also another financial institution which was established with the main purpose of offering what we call mortgage. And also they also offer other banking services. I know people want to ask, to say what is a mortgage. So a mortgage is a form of loan which is given to a customer, and then most of these customers, the purpose is for them to buy an asset which could be a house, it could be a house or any other building which you want to buy, but you don't have enough money for you to be able to buy this asset on cash. So we call that as a mortgage. The third financial service we look at is what we call National Savings and Credit Bank. So with this financial institution, which is called the National Savings and Credit Bank, this is an institution which was established in 1972. And then this bank, because it was established by the Act of Parliament, it means that now this bank became law that people should be able to acquire these services. And then the main purpose why this bank was established is that we know that here in Zambia, we have our farmers who are scattered all over the country, and some of them, they are in remote areas. So this bank was established to be able to help these farmers be able to acquire banking services. So we call this as the National Savings and Credit Bank. They also offer other banking services, which we'll look at, I think, in our next lesson on what other services which they can be able to offer as a financial institution. Then the fourth financial service is what we call microfinance. So a microfinance as a financial institution, this, okay, from the word itself, micro, okay? So it means that this financial institution was established to be able to assist small-scale business people who don't have enough income to be able to access loans from the banks and so on. So this institution was established so that they are able to offer financial services to its customers by giving them loans, which they can be able to pay over a short period of time. So we call these as microfinance companies. But they also offer some other services which suits to their customers. And examples of these institutions, we have Bayport, we have Finca. So these are examples of microfinance institutions. We have Bayport, we have Finca, and we have Express. There are a number of them which were established to be able to assist customers, those of them who fall under low income people who are able to access these financial services from these institutions. The fifth one is what we call Bureau de Change. So the Bureau de Change also is a financial institution which was established to be able to help the citizens of Zambia and also our tourists who come to visit here in Zambia to be able to exchange what we call forex. So, for example, if a tourist has come here in Zambia, they've come with dollars, it could be pounds and so on. So they're able to change that money into our own currency, which we use here in Zambia, which is a kwacha. So these financial institutions, they are dotted all over the country, so that it makes it easier for them to be able to change these currencies from kwacha to dollar or dollar to kwacha. So it becomes why they were established is that they want to help people to be able to change these monies at any point which is nearer to them. And like, for example, if we need to go and change these monies from the banks and so on. So this is why this institution was established, to be able to help people change their monies from kwacha to dollar or either dollar to kwacha. So this is what we call a bureau de change. Then also we have, so these are the these are financial institutions which we have here in Zambia. So we end our lesson here for today. For questions, you're going to log into this website for further questions.